Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I want to go ahead and do the gold. I told you that we're going to be covering gold. And again, all of this is for the universal price action method. All right. So if you're winning, it's this. All right. So we're going to have all of these videos loaded in here. I'm going to be doing some stocks. I'm going to be doing some Forex moving forward. And so I'll probably go ahead and cover that YM tomorrow. So after tomorrow, we're going to move into some stocks. We'll move into some Forex, try to help you with that as well. So if you're trading Forex or stocks, I'm gonna go ahead and cover some of that. And again, we're gonna put it right in this folder right here. Well, this playlist. We're gonna have it right there for you. Right now, we looked at gold here. We had started looking at gold here from hourly because the NQ wasn't setting up any price action methods right at the moment. And then I came back and gave you another outlook at it. So I'm gonna give you the hourly. I'm gonna let you look at that and see what it's doing. All right. So now this is gold. All right, so this is gold, and of course they're pushing up. And so when I made the first, I guess the first video with the NQ, and I told you that gold should continue up because it was in an uptrend. Price was here on this red bar. Since then, they had dove down, and this is that no close level, and this was on that Trading View platform. I didn't pull up the chart, but I'll let you look at the Ninja Trader setup. There's the no close. Here's the hard stop here. And this is the hourly. And they rolled down and then they pulled up and then they tried to roll down. I told you on yesterday's video, could they turn from here? I don't know, but it's definitely likely that they'll continue because it's in a uptrend. And I did tell you that they should get above here. So let's let's see if they go ahead and make that trend distance. Now again, this is the Trading View platform here. I don't trade from this, and again, I really don't trade gold. I'm one to trade the E-minis. Here's that hourly. So if you want to see the colored bars and all that stuff, you can look at that. And I tried to make it look like the Trading View platform. So you had the colored bar here with the blue outline. Had the color bar here on the bottom with the blue outline. You can see they dove back into it, tested it, pushed up. You had the color bar here, blue outline here. That's that bar that they didn't want to break. And again, I gave you all that information without looking at this. All right, this is just that price action method. Remember the no close. And again, I'll show it to you one more time. That's the no close. I drew all this, with my, of course, the drawing tools here. I don't have an indicator for this platform because I don't trade from it. All right. So again, we're just using exactly what I put out. All right. Just some simple information. Again, we do not need to have a bunch of tools to do it. All right. And that's the main thing I want to show you. So if you want to see, again, where I started with this alert, just come in this NQ about halfway in, you can push that, and then go ahead and take a look at where it began. All right. And again, it was on this red bar that I told you that they can possibly go ahead and move higher. All right. So there's the trend distance. They're pulling up on it now. And so that's what it looked like if you want to see the colored bars, all right, in conjunction with that information. All right. So now that we got that out the way, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the 9:30. All right. So let's see. I told you I'm going to cover it. We got about 9 minutes here. The clock is up in the upper right, left hand corner. I'm sorry, right, left. I went to school. I know exactly where it's at. I'm having a little bit of hard time this morning. Here we go. Up in the left corner here. I know my right from my left. Kindergarten taught me that. So here we go. And the clock is down here on the bottom on the right. All right. So there it is on the right here. Let's take a look at that range and see what's going on with that. All right. So clearly there's the overnight range here. It kind of got a set here. And if you don't know the range times or even this price action method, I'll have the trading guide playlist down below. You can click on it. Go ahead and familiarize yourself with the range and stuff, and of course the market structure, the trend. I'm gonna try to touch on a little bit of that while covering this because it's really important if you want to get the distance. That's all. And so, but the price action method itself, you can trade it standalone by itself, and you will win. I would say if you take 10 trades, you're going to win at least 6 of them. All right. So, and again, just govern your risk. Anything over 5, you're a winner. All right. So 5 out of 10, as long as you get more than what you're losing, you're a winner. So that's really, really important. But try to combine it with some of the other information inside the playlist. It would really help you to get it to go a lot further. All right. Just want to say that to you. Here's the range. Okay. The overnight, they formed it here. Dove back into it, kind of came up, they came back to it, and there you go. So here's the range from this morning. You can see we played the backside of it once it was set, kind of played the bottom, came back up, came into the overnight, and then we pushed up, and here we are leaping off of it now. So that's the overnight range. All right. Now, what are we doing currently? All right, now let's take a look at this information again. We're not going to look at anything other than this price action pattern primarily. All right, and hopefully they don't slow it down where there's nothing there for me to, of course, reference, and then I have to talk about some other stuff. But for the most part, this is mainly because of this universal price action method, and I want to cover this with you, no matter what you're looking at. So if you're new and you don't know what the price action method is, and you're just now joining the channel, I want to go ahead and go over this just really quickly here for you. It doesn't matter the color of the bar. It doesn't matter. We have the low of the bar here, not touching the mid. Okay, so this is for the down. All right, now we do not want them to close above here. And then they can sometimes, but then the hard stop would have to be here. Two applications. If you want, you can take the fade. If they push up, again, as long as they can come back down and close beneath that bar. Sometimes, now, if you've been watching these videos I've been covering, sometimes they'll kick the stop, but then come back and close beneath this price anyway. All right, so just be mindful of that when you take these trades. Here we go. We got let's go with the up scenario here. Now I'm get my little arrow here, and this is the long. So if you want to go up, we want to make sure that this bar is high, is not touching that mid, no close back beneath here, hard stop here. And then, of course, if you want, you can fade it, let them push under the bar as long as they come back up and close back above again. So now, what's happening with this information is this. We're gauging the performance of the current bar. That's what we're doing. We're just gauging the performance of it, how strong it is. Can it move away from the high of the bar fast enough and far enough that there's enough momentum, because this is a momentum setup here. So we want to see if they can push away from the high, or the low if they're going to go down. Want to see if they can move far enough and fast enough, of course, to see if the force of the market can keep price in that direction. And if so, then, go ahead and jump in the trade while the bar is moving up and down. Go ahead and jump in it and just go ahead and put your stop where it needs to be, and then go with it. Just like here, they're pushing under here. This is a no close. If you're interested in scalping it, you would take the long on the push down and then get out the trade in profit once they, of course, get back above the open of this bar. All right. So really, really simple stuff. Now, how many ticks you're going to get out of it is totally up to you and where you enter. My main goal is just to tell you that it's there. All right. And that's all it is. So hard stop here. Anything that has the level and the colored bar is the hard stop. So if you're new and you're watching this for the first time and you don't know anything about trading, the colored bar, the one that has the fill in it, the opacity that's inside of it, that's green right here, that's the hard stop. And here is the hard stop on the backside. All right, all of this is just one whole. Hey, don't come past here. All right. The bars with the transparent, you can see the white in it. Again, this is just the no close. All right. So if you see the NC on the bottom of the bar, that's the no close beneath. All right. Remember, we do not want them to close beneath here. All right. That's the long. If it's the down, we don't want them to close above. So if you're new and you're, first time looking at this and you don't know anything about trading, that's the most important part. All right. So clearly they're trying to turn it around. So this bar's low. It's not touching that bar's mid. The black line that's on the candle is the mid of the bar. All right. So you'll see that on the bar while the bar is moving. You'll see it kind of move up and down and stuff. So you can kind of get an eye as to where it should land or where it would possibly be. And so if you see that black line kind of moving away from this low, there's a chance they may, want to push down some more. Now, because they're in an uptrend. All right. And then that's the main thing we're going to do here. They're in an uptrend. All right. So here's one. Did this one close? No. There is 2, 3. Did this one close above? No. 4, 5. There's 6. All right. So there's the trend. They can go to trend distance. All right. And clearly you already see that they went that far. All right. So now let's see what they're going to do. At 9:30, let's see if they can go ahead and continue up without pushing down any further. They're hitting the back of this. I believe they'll trigger it. I do. So let's see if they'll come down some more. Let's see. Now, I'm only going to be up here for about 15 minutes. I don't want to hold you long. Again, this is something that's very, very simple. I've been kind of going over the 15-minute mark, been hitting like the 30-minute mark, trying to give the market time enough to develop, but they're moving pretty fast this morning. So I did the little holiday stuff, try to take advantage of some of the time, that's free here. And clearly they just didn't want to move. But this morning we should be okay. So in the next 15 minutes, we're going to look at this activity and see how many setups that would work. And of course, there will be some losers. And all the trades are not going to work, but there should be enough there for you to benefit, at least, from a couple of the trades. All right. So let's see. They're trying to respond to the back of this. They're trying to, okay? They're trying to. But remember, we got the no close from above up here. And so they're more than likely they'll go up some more. They're not going to stop. I don't believe that. Now they can pull back. You just don't want to see them close back above here if they're going to go down some more. And clearly the hard stop would be here. But let's see. Let's see. Now, if they're going to pull back, we just want to make sure that they don't put a trend back in this direction. That's all. So you got to start from this bar. And again, you can learn what the trend is, but I'll touch on it real briefly here. Start from this bar and count, of course, 6 bars lower than this one here. So one, this one is not lower. All right. So we would go one. Let's start over here. Wow, that's happening. 1, 2, 3. This one is not lower. So that's 4, and we only got 4, and they took off again. All right, so you don't count the ones in between. They all have to be lower than the prior. All right, so so far we have 1. This will be 2, respectfully. Now you see the mid is moving away from this low. That's how you would take the trade. And now I'm not saying, hey, go against the trend. Clearly don't do that. But I'm just giving you an idea of how to trade it. When you see that low, just like here, when you saw that low moving away from this low, you're in the trade hard stop, because it don't supposed to come back above that bar and close. And of course, it don't supposed to trigger this bar at all. So you can, of course, there's more movement here. All right. So you saw this low move beneath this low. It should go ahead and go. It's a momentum based entry. All right. So that's what you're looking for. A fast move in that opposite direction. All right. So let's see here. All right. Let's see if they'll hold a stop. We're coming up on 9:30. We got about 30 more seconds to go. Let's see what we're going to get. I believe they'll come down in this area. I do. I do. Hopefully they'll bounce here, but I don't think they will. I think it's down in here they're going to bounce. They may bounce right in here. Hopefully. Let's see what they do. Let's see. We got about 10 more seconds here. Let's see what we can get them to do. And again, I'm only going to hold you for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to let you go. So about 9:45, we're going to get off here, and I'll let you go. And then tomorrow we're going to cover the YM all in real time. I'm trying to make all of these videos in real time so you can see the information unfold and get an understanding of why your trades are working. All right. It's this. I can assure you it's this. Then there's other setups that I know clearly, but this is foundational. I would say this is foundational. And if you're starting with trading, you'll want to start right here. All right. This is a very simple method, very easy to spot too. Once you pull up the chart, it's right there in front of you. All right, so there's 9:30. They're not really doing a whole lot right at the moment. Let's see. Let's see if they can keep going. You can see this mid falling below that low, so they may push down some more. No close here. Hard stop there. Let's see what we got. They may respond right here. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see what we got. All right, so now we're working on a few more bars here. We got 1, 2, 3. This will be 4. Oh, they're going through it. Okay, so that's 4. Okay, well, we can see that the force is there. It started from up here. All right. Remember, this bar's low wasn't touching this mid. And so they're giving you more of that. And as you can see, this bar's low isn't touching this mid. And let's see what they do with this one. They may want to come down here. Now, this is something else that we do with the market structure. Hey, you can pass this, just don't pass this. All right. So if you're going with the market structure and trying to get that fractal alignment in line with your trade, let them pass this, just don't go past here, and see if they'll rotate back up. All right. So if they dive further, thought we can get something just a bit shorter, but they're coming down here. And that's why I thought maybe they'll pause here. Don't give you too many bars to the downside, maybe 1 or 2, below this low, and then turn around and come back up. All right. But they're not doing that. All right. Now, if you're doing the consecutive close, remember I taught you this pattern too, and it's real simple. If you get a bar that can put 2 bars, and it don't matter the color, as long as they close outside the close of this bar, there should be a hard stop there. So that's another thing you can look at. All right. So we had this bar right here. There's 2 closes beneath this bar. It should go some more. There's a close right here. You had 2 closes beneath. They should go some more. And that's pretty much what you're doing. You're trying to see if it can continue. That's all. Let's see if it's going to keep going down. Now, again, we can pass this area here. Somebody may try to buy it, but remember, you got to kind of just keep in mind all the things that I'm telling you. All right, just try to keep it all in mind. They're working on a downtrend. Now, will it last? All right, that's something that you got to pay attention to. Here we go. 1, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will probably go ahead and set another downtrend in play. So if that's going to be the case here, let's go like this. All right, so we'll measure the trend. That's all we got to do here. If they're going to move down and knock out this up, let's say they're going to knock this up out. This is a trend. All they have to do is close lower than this bar here. And then let's go right about here. Let's see if they'll come back up here, and then we'll say the trend distance will be down in here. All right, so there's your trend. All right, so let's go ahead and mark that. Doesn't matter if it's 9:30. Doesn't matter. It's all the same information. It's just is the market moving. All right, so this will be a trend. All right, now this will be the trend distance. Now let's go ahead and mark that and see if they want to make this distance. Now that's given if they push up first. Oftentimes, once they set the trend, they'll turn around on you. So you got to be careful about that. Once they set that distance, occasionally they'll just keep running on, but most of the time they'll turn around on you, and then of course, go the distance of the trend. So just be careful. Just like over here, when they set the trend here, they kind of pulled back and then they took off again. Let's see if they'll do that here. Let's see. All right, so let me open this up just a bit more for you so you can see the candles. Let's see. Want to make it simple for you. That's my job, to make sure that it's simple. Now, if they just do a run on, let's say if they do a run on here. All right, so the trend is from this bar here. Let's go. Let's put it down here too. Give you two scenarios here. Let's go with this one, just in case they don't want to pull back at all and just want to keep running on to the downside. All right, so we're going to do that. That's if they want to just keep running on without pulling back. So this won't be as relative because they're not pulling back at all. Let's see. All right, so they triggered here, and I told you they can do that. You can break this, just don't break this. All right, so they triggered that. That's supposed to happen. All right, so let's get rid of that. If they're going to make a trend in this direction, clearly they're going to knock out this. That's kind of simple to understand. Definitely with them coming in, like this, where they're not willing to slow down at all. So don't be here trying to buy it. Hope you definitely pay attention to something like that. Again, it's not to say that it can't work, but the goal is to have you go with the direction versus you trying to pick it up. All right. Don't always be willing to step in front of the market. If it's proven to you that it's going that way, it's going that way. It's just that simple. Do not make it complicated. Don't say, hey, you're back down here. Now I'm gonna buy. See the buyers, drove it up. Don't do that. That's not trading. All right. That's gambling. There's a whole nother scenario there. That's not trading. All right. So try to go with them. If they're showing you that they're going this way, that's proof that they can go that way. Think about that. If they're going this way, that's proof that they can go that way. So try to go with them. That's all. Try to keep that in mind. All right. So they're getting above the bar. Here's the no close. Hard stop here. It seems like they're just going to run on without pulling back. So we may not need this. So let me just pull this out the way. They're going to just kind of run on. So let's see if they can get all the way down here without pulling back. I don't think that's the case, but let's see. Let's see. Now, again, if they're playing this game where they're really just wanting to chase people out of the long, they won't break below this bottom. But again, when they get down here, it's not for you to just step in front of it. All right, let them turn it back around and show you. Let them turn it back around and show you. Some people say, well, your risk is going up. It's risky not to let them show you. All right, it's I promise you, it's safer to do that. It's safer to do that. Don't put your hard money that you're earning trying to catch something that may not turn around. Don't do that. Let them do all the hard work, and then you get in it. All right, because clearly you got a trend right here, and they're not slowing it down for it to even pull back. So I wouldn't just automatically step right here and say, hey, you're destined to go back this way and get back above this area from right here. I wouldn't do that. Let them prove it. See what happens after the pullback. See what happens once they pull back, and see what happens when they go to resume. All right, so let's see what happens here. Let's see. We have our trend. No close back above here. They tested this price level. They got rejected. So now let's see what they're going to do down in this area right here. Now, of course, you've seen this all the way from the top. It's really important that you know that you saw the rundown using this one simple price action method. Just one simple price action method. You could have rode this whole down, possibly. You could have rode it. Now it could have turned into something else. It clearly, I told you it could turn around here, but you definitely could have caught at least a small scalp from here. Because if they're turning at this top, I wouldn't even be up here trying to buy it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't. It's best, just go ahead and take a quick scalp out of it right here. Hopefully they'll bounce somewhere down in this area here, somewhere. Now, I would have liked to seen them just stop right here, no close beneath here, regard this, turn around, and take off again. That would have been great. But definitely, I definitely would have wanted to see them slow down here. And as you can see, the momentum really, really picked up there, and the candle got even bigger. All right, so All right, now here they go. Let's see if they playing games and just wanted to kick everybody out right here. Let's see. Let's see if that's the case. All right, so now we got this scenario. Now this will be safe. Again, don't just jump in it because you don't know. You don't know. You would let them prove to you, because they can very much run up here, and get turned back around, or get right here and don't want to close above here and then come back and come back down on top of you. So if anything, let them come down. They gave you a reference point. Don't be willing to cover way back here. They gave you a reference point. Let them come back into it and see what's there. All right. No close back beneath this price level here if they plan to turn back up. Now, remember, they got a trend. So if you're trying to catch a reversal, okay, you got to just kind of keep that in mind. They got a trend in front of you. All right. So the low here, 35. All right. 35.1. So let's see if they can stay above 35.1 and then try to move it back up. Let's see. We know it's a hard stop here, so they should be right here trying to sell it back down, but let's see what happens. Let's see. Yeah, there's that mid falling beneath that low. It may be another run right through this bottom. All right, remember we got a trend distance down here too. But if you're someone that's trying to buy it because you believe it'll turn around and go back through this high, you would wait until it gets under this price level, 35.1, and you'll be trading against this setup now. But 35.1, you would take it here, hard stop there, and see if it would rotate back up. Again, let them do the work. Let them turn it for you. All right. So let's see what happens here. Now, if you want to buy up here and just let it go ahead and go and see if it'll go, and you in here, because some people would do that. They'll have it make this fractal, and then all of a sudden they're willing to buy it, thinking that there's an opportunity there. You may find yourself in trouble. Why not let them test back down? I'm pretty certain they will. The market moves in waves. That's one thing I will state to you. It kind of do this. That's what it does. All right, so now we got another scenario there. So it can't be both. We can't keep both of these trends on the board. Downtrend, uptrend, one of them have to go. All right. So let's see which one will it be. That's not to say that this market won't go back up. I believe they can get back up there should they want to do that. They could. Now they're back in the range, and they're now look down here. They're back in the range, playing the backside of it. All right, now they're at the median clearly, but they're wanting to fall beneath it, so that mean they may be going back through the bottom of it. All right, so at this point, you can see this mid. See, there you go, triggered that stop. There's that trade again, pushing back down. All right, now let's see what happens when they get in this area here. Let's see. Shallow pullback. That's that means strength. All right, that's something I'll tell you. That means strength right there. It's not digging back far enough. So that's kind of telling you, hey, we can really go, because they're not willing to lift that far. All right. Here's a big candle. You got to look at it like this. This is a big, very, very big candle. This right here is a very big candle, and the next bar just kind of retraced in it, and of course didn't complete, because with all these candles, that's a lot of time, and you couldn't spend no time getting back up in there. So that means this is just a wick on a higher time frame, and it's committing to make another bar down. All right. So if you want to learn fractal reading of a time frame without having all those different time frames, that's the way to do it. All right. The shallow pullback is just that wick for it to turn around and go again. All right, so now let's see what we're getting here. We're still getting those lows away from the mid. All right, and they're still willing to run. So here's the trend distance. So if you couldn't catch any of this and it's just running away from you, that's fine. It essentially will have to go a trend distance. Will it turn back around? It could. It could. It absolutely could. If it didn't want to continue to the trend distance, it could turn around and just go back up. But if you essentially was seeing this just chase down the board without you, and you didn't know how to get in it, despite what I'm telling you, just wait for it to turn back around, and here's your opportunity to get some profit down to the trend distance. How about that? It's real simple. It's not complicated. It's coming up on that 9:45 marker, so we're going to be off here in just a few minutes here. I'm glad the patterns actually showed up today, and we didn't have to wait long for it to show us. So now let's see how much further it's going to go. It's probably going to go down to the bottom of this range. That's down at 32. So 32.2. So they should wind up somewhere 32.2. So that's right outside this low. So yeah, we should be able to get that done. Let's see what happens. Now, someone is buying this pivot, and I understand. I get it. I get it. But you can't ignore what's happening. This is happening, you know. So you got to kind of stay with that. This is happening. You want to make sure that you stay with the momentum. This is a momentum based price action setup. You want to stay with the momentum. Don't fight it. All right. That's the bad thing about, trying to catch, bottoms and tops, is that you're fighting against what's being proven to you. That's all. They're proving that they can go that way. So just go ahead and go that way. Just go ahead and go. Put aside your bias and just go ahead and go, at least for the time being. They may get back to what it is that you want to do at some point. Let's see how much further they can reach up here. There's the hard stop. You kind of got both of them up here with a bunch of no close here. So I told you, if the price is going to move, there's no price action setup on I guess any strategy that doesn't involve this. So if it's going to go down the board, I can assure you this is a part of that setup. I guarantee you, it's a part of it. There's other price action methods that I know. All of them will include this information. It's like layered on top of one another. Okay, so you're going to see, you know, I would say several setups inside of one. All right. There's a whole lot of ways to enter, a whole lot of prices that I can tell you, hey, they shouldn't get past here because of this price action setup, this price action setup. They should stop right here. There's a lot of stuff that I can tell you about these candlesticks. But I can assure you that even while telling you all of that information, you will see this on top of it. It's like layering in, confluence. That's all it is. I guarantee you, the price can't get from point A to point B without this being involved. No matter what anyone tells you, it's this, and it's very, very simple. You just need this this bar's performance to do well enough away from this low that it can just keep right on going. Should they want to pause just a bit, you don't have nothing to worry about. What was happening on this candle, essentially, it fed right into this one. People buying or selling on the close or whatever. It should just, again, see the performance play itself out, that it can continue on from the prior candle. Because what's happening is in here is fluid. It's going to keep happening. And if there's enough strength being shown to you based on the performance of this candle, there's a chance what's taking place behind you will keep that market going in that direction. All right, so here's the trend distance. There's 945. So I wish you all the best with your trading. Again, if you have any other questions or concerns about the information, just leave me a message below. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. If you're having trouble with any of these markets, let me know which one it is and I'll take a look with you. All right. So I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.